Hey, what's going on, folks? So it's a Saturday night. I'm in my room because I'm lame as hell. Um, I'm actually just working on school projects, but also working on some, and that's the horn outside. So, um, working on some creative projects as well. I usually, so whenever I do an unboxing and a toy review, I don't like to keep the full box because it's just very space consuming. And so what I'm doing is I'm cutting them up. What I want to do is actually, I want to make a collage of the graphics. I mean, I've got a number of things here. I don't know, it feels like a waste to just throw away these boxes. I mean, I'm not a mint on card collector, but I also don't want to waste these boxes because it feels like, I mean, someone put the time and effort to take this picture and create this graphic and, you know, make this design. So it feels like a waste to just throw it away. You know, I feel like I could still appreciate it on a certain level if I make it my own and create something new. So at this point in time, I'm just I'm really cutting out the pieces that I need and really really saving those. I don't have an overall plan for what I'm gonna do yet, and then I also have plans to make a diorama. I figured it's colder now. We're still in winter, and I haven't been able to make any or take any shots outside, just because it's been really cold. And I wanted to take some toy shots outside and add, because that's a big element in my toy photography is the landscapes. It's landscapes. It's posing the action figure, and then it's selecting the best quote to add depth to the picture, and that's really my thing. I go from a simple background to a landscape picture, and I have that dichotomy just to add some depth to my gallery and also to my pictures as well. I mean, I have this whole formula down. It shouldn't be formulaic, but it is. But I mean, there are spaces for creativity within that formula, right? Simply just because I need to do this in order to create. I'm a creative person, and I need that outlet on a daily basis. People who are not in the creative, mindset, they don't really understand. You do all these weird things, but you at the end of the day, if you're a creative person, it doesn't matter if you don't understand what I'm doing. I'm doing it for myself. I need to create in order to feel productive. I need that outlet on a daily basis. I know that my outlet is, my field is writing and editing, but to me, that's all intertwined. When I'm writing, you're creating an image, and you're illustrating a background, a setting, characters, and characterization, and mannerisms and tendencies. And when you're creating a photograph, you're doing the same thing, but it's much easier because how many times do we walk around and we not pay attention to the surroundings, to our environment around us, or surroundings. So what photography is for me is taking the time to really observe things and look around and pay attention to what's around you, pay attention to that beauty, pay attention to what's in front of you, what you take for granted, what you don't take for granted, utilizing that to make the best work that you can, and that's why I utilize landscapes, because there are people who are very talented in diorama building and things of that nature, but I'm not. I like to go outside. I like to utilize my surroundings, and there's so much beauty outside that we don't really pay attention to. I mean, I live in Chicago, and the narrative of Chicago is that we're the murder capital, and there's so much violence here. And while that's true, I'd like to paint a different depiction of my city, and my pictures are a big part of that. My pictures are a huge part of what my narrative, or what I choose my narrative to be. But unfortunately, it's very cold outside, so I have to kind of switch gears, at least for the next couple of months, or at least the next few weeks. Yeah, I do like the cold weather, but lately it's been around like the single digits in Chicago. So it's been anywhere from 10 degrees to about 19, and that's way too cold to stand outside and try to set up a shot, at least for right now. I think because I haven't gotten sick like within the past year and a half that I've been in school, and this is such a crunch time that, and it sounds like an excuse totally, like I mean I am devoted to my craft, right? Like, and when I say craft, it's like, I mean, like, it's Instagram, right? Like, the thing that I'm passionate about is like my toy photography on Instagram. It's my biggest hobby, but it's also one of the things that I look forward to in the day. Like, I get writer's block for, I'm gonna go on a tangent again. Yeah, so I get writer's block maybe 90% of the time when I have to write, and so I utilize my Instagram as this platform for me to get out of that writer's block and utilize that creativity to really inspire myself to write more and create more. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take a look at my stuff, check out the About section in my channel. There's links to my Instagram page, so definitely check it out. I try my best. I'm not the best, definitely there are some, who's the most prominent toy photographer out right now? It's Santlove, SANTLOV, fantastic photographer. Sergeant Bananas, definitely check him out. I think the Sergeant is abbreviated, but he has a fantastic channel. I mean, he has like 20,000 followers on Instagram just because of the strength of his photographs. That's like amazing. especially for the genre that we're in. And yeah, I mean, I'm okay, right? I'm okay. Like I'm an amateur in in regards to, in contrast to them, but I don't really compare myself to them, because this is what I love to do, right? Like, I'm not looking for any sponsorships. If I did get them, that would be awesome. But this is when I do that, when I do take photographs of toys, it's for my own sanity's sake, right? It's what helps me keep on going, because I need that creative outlet on a daily basis. And any creative person would tell you that, right? Like, it's that you don't, it's a hard mindset to really explain. Like when people go to work, and unless you're in a career that you really love, like say you're a teacher and you love it every day, and that's your craft, right? Well, for me, it doesn't matter what outlet that creativity is, what creative activity is. I need to perform an act of creativity on a daily basis just to keep my sanity, right? And that's the only way I can explain it. That's the only way I could explain it. And my platform is toys. That's my platform. That is my my canvas right now is photography. The subjects are toys for the most part. I mean, sometimes I utilize myself as a subject. I have a long way to go. Right now I'm taking pictures on my phone just because I'm a broke ass student in school. And right now I'm doing everything through my phone because I'm a broke ass student in school. Don't have no job. But somehow, some way, this will all make sense in the future, right? Like, it has to. Like, I'm working my ass off in school. Like, no lie. I came back to school last June, and I worked my tail off to get to the point where I'm at right now. It was tough. I was still struggling outside of dealing with, what I had to deal with last year, because it was a really rough year. But, I'm a couple months from graduating college. Holy shit, That's crazy. To be honest with you guys are, I was a D student in high school, right? Like, I was dumb as hell because I felt like it had nothing for me. Like, I didn't like all the restrictions. I didn't like how they were presenting that education to me. Everything was standardized. Everything was tests. I hated that shit. But once I found writing and reading and like storytelling, plot lines, and when I started reading comic books all over again, and then translating that to to other things, I went into art, and then I went into art history, and then eventually I landed on being an English major with a creative writing minor. And I've been in school for so long. I graduated high school in 2002. It's been a long ass time. There were kids who were born in 2002 and they're now 16-year-olds, right? Been in school for so long. I mean, in and out, not all the way through, but because I've been going to work in between then, taking breaks in between, and not knowing what I wanted. But now I'm at the point where, like, holy crap, I'm about to graduate, and I have no idea what the hell is going to happen afterwards. And that's scary. That's scary as hell. I always joke with, like, the people who are going to graduate with me this semester. It's like, yeah, an English major, we're going to graduate, so we're gonna end up working for Starbucks. And there's nothing wrong with working at Starbucks, but you graduate with a 4-year degree, you know, like, at least let me be a manager or something. I don't know, but God, man, it's been a long road. You know, failed relationships, many of them within that course of this journey. Many friends that I've acquired and lost in the same time, in that same amount of time. Went from becoming an adult but acting like a child, and to some extent I'm still acting like a child, you know. This whole project of me taking pictures and being a creative, being in the creative field, that's a nostalgic project for me. I feel like if you're an imaginative person, some aspect of you is going to be childlike regardless. Like, imagination is, it's so stigmatized for adults. It is. We value that in children, like the imagination, but as an adult, they tell you to grow up and go into the creative field. You're going to need your imagination. That's what you need to help you write poetry, to help you write prose, to help you take pictures, to help you observe the world. And as an adult, when you tell a person, that I'm doing something that involves my imagination, like, people don't understand it. Like, they say, like, oh, they're a child, right? Like, I've been called that. He acts like a child. He collects action figures. But who am I hurting? Who am I hurting collecting action figures? Who am I hurting by that? I don't understand it. I used to collect sneakers. Who am I hurting? As if, like, a person can't have more than one goal. You can still buy action figures. You can still collect within your means and still want to have that white picket fence, that house. You can still want all of those adult things. So I never understood that. I never understood that perception of people that just because they appreciate certain things, that it's used as a subject to judge them for that. I don't understand that. But maybe that is the hobby, right? Maybe that is their hobby, to judge your hobby. If that's their hobby, to judge your hobby, then their hobby is hinged on another person. So they're going to constantly look for other people to judge, right? And if they're looking for other people to judge, then they're not really participating in a hobby that is their own. It's hinged on other people because they depend on other people so they can judge them. My advice is that's probably not the most productive hobby. Find something that you could participate in by yourself that doesn't hinge or depend on someone else, So that's my words for that. And I just rambled for another 13 minutes, but I'm probably gonna end the vlog here. I'll show you guys what I'm working on in another vlog. So thanks for watching.